Welcome to Jade's board of failures. Failed at learning calligraphy last lockdown. I failed my driving test 3 times. Failed every single job interview I've ever had in my life. I failed at many things, okay guys, leave me alone. Why is it that no matter how good your plan is, no matter how good your SMART goal is, no matter how much motivation you have, you're still failing to achieve your goals? Well, throughout my life, I've learned so many vitally important lessons that help me achieve my goals. So if you want to avoid the pitfalls that I've fallen into so many times, keep watching. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Lifehack Show, where we help you hit your big, beautiful goals. I'm your host Jade, and we have a lot of content for you on how to create and master and succeed in achieving your goals. But today I want to talk to you about all the life lessons you kind of need to know in order to go through and actually achieve them. So we all know how to achieve our goals. It's direction and compounded action over time. I've been over this so many times in many videos. So today I really want to go over things that we haven't covered before that may be throwing you off your goal achieving wagon. By the way, if you do need some extra help, we have a free PDF for you called Making Your Goals Happen. So if you do need that little bit of extra support and help, there is a link in the description box for you. Now, let's get into the most important life lessons that you need to know. Just get started. Now, this may seem really obvious, but actually I find it's really not, because it is so easy to sit and plot and scheme and wait until you're ready, or make sure it's perfect before you get started and make sure you're 100% prepared. You'll never be prepared. It will never be perfect. You have to just get up and start and get going. I know that my first motivational Instagram quote was it wasn't great, but I started, and if I hadn't started, nothing would have happened. And it's so, I've just started a running challenge, and it was day 1, and I was like, oh, but I'm tired, oh, but I'm busy, oh, I'll just, I can always start tomorrow. Just start, don't wait, don't talk yourself out of it, just start and see how it goes, and you may end up doing a terrible, short, slow run, but you started. One of the biggest things that throws you off achieving your goals and stops your wagon from moving forward is criticism, and you really have to not care what people think of you, because their criticism and their opinions should not be important to you. They don't matter. All great artists, all great innovators have been told that their first ideas are crazy and they would not work. You have to go ahead and do it anyway. And when the haters gonna come hate, you've got to be like, it's okay, they just don't understand what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna keep going forward, and they don't have to believe in me because I believe in myself. So important, ignore the haters. If you are enjoying this video, by the way, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. We're putting videos out every single week to help you live your best life. All right, let's get on to number 3. Failure is growth. So failure is my favorite topic to talk about of all time, because failure gets such a bad rap, but it is so important to success. We just seem to view it backwards, because when we try to achieve our goals, we basically fail repeatedly until we get there. So we fail, we try again, we fail, we try again, and then eventually we make it. But for some reason, we like to beat ourselves up from failing. So I made you something. Welcome to Jade's board of failures. These are some of the main things that I've failed of in my life. And yeah, it's a bit bad, isn't it? I have genuinely, by the way, failed every single job interview I've ever had in my life. But the point is that I failed a lot. Failed all of these things, like all of my GCSEs, and failed at being a vegan, failed at learning calligraphy last lockdown. I failed to keep so many of my houseplants alive. I failed my A-level photography. I failed starting a web design business called Igneous Web Designs back in 2018. I failed my driving test 3 times. I failed at many things, okay guys, leave me alone. And it's great, because I live the life that I live right now, and I wouldn't be here doing the things that I love if I hadn't. The point is that failure is actually good, and you can't beat yourself up. You have to ask yourself the question, what did I learn? How can I apply this next time so that I won't do the same mistakes again? You have to have that positive attitude with failure, else you will just get bored, annoyed, and give up. Thomas Edison said it best. I didn't fail. The light bulb is just an invention with 10,000 steps. That might be the original quote. It might be just a Pinterest quote, but that entire concept is great and I adore it. Anyway, let's move on. Sometimes your goals just change because life is not linear. Now, I'm a big believer in having a goal and powering through and achieving it. But sometimes life just happens. You wanted a promotion at work and suddenly a pandemic happened and you lost your job, and now you want to open a shop and become a florist. Life is crazy. You didn't fail to get a promotion. You just changed your goal. I think it's so important to know and learn this. Sometimes life just has other plans for you, and it's okay. Keep your goals flexible because you never know what is around the corner. Hard work pays off. Now, this is a hashtag from the CrossFit community, and this is actually how I learned it, is through pull-ups. So when you have a goal, like do a pull-up, and you're like me, you've never done one, it's quite a challenge. So it requires you to fail, ask questions, try again, fail, research, watch videos, try again, repeatedly, over and over again, until you finally achieve your goals. And we live in a world where it feels like you have instant success, and if we don't get it instantly, we get bored and we give up. And hard work really does pay off. You just have to keep grinding, and you have to keep going, and you have to not give up so that you can finally achieve your equivalent of a pull-up. Sometimes life's not easy, just keep grinding. Moving on from hashtag hard work pays off, I feel like another part of the problem of failing to achieve your goals is the fact that it's a journey. It's not a moment. We have this idea that we're going to hit our goal, it's going to be great, but the reality is it's a huge journey, because as soon as you hit your goal, you're going to have another. So you have to love and embrace the journey, embrace the struggle, and make it fun, because if you don't, life is going to be really boring. So change your attitude about the whole journey and make it fun and positive and exciting. This one is quite real for me, because I feel like we live in this flash success world where everyone is beautiful and accomplished all at the age of 21, and they're all millionaires, and it's done instantly. But the reality is it's a journey, and I feel like there's so much expectation and societal expectation of you to be successful instantaneously, but going slower is such a blessing, because sometimes it can be like, sure, you can take one huge step forward, but then it becomes overwhelming. You'll take 10 steps backwards. So just flow at the pace and know that it does not have to be as fast as society or your brain thinks it should be. Sometimes you can just go slow, and it is such a blessing. One of the main reasons you are failing to achieve your goals is because you are not resting, because you are working at 200% all day, every day, and you're not resting. So make rest a priority. No fluff, just do it. Disconnecting your self-worth from achieving your goals is so important. You cannot say, oh, when I make $1 million, I'm finally going to be somebody, or when I finally lose that 10 pounds, I'm finally going to be attractive. You will always be miserable if you hang your self-worth on achieving a goal, because there is always another goal. There is always something else, and it will never be good enough. You are good enough. You are worthy without achieving your goal. With or without it, you are still good enough. If you learn nothing else from this video, remember that. A lot of the time, we don't achieve our goals because we don't ask for help. But I know that some of you just rolled your eyes at me, and I know, because that is the exact response I would have. But you have to ask for help. Do you think the guy who runs Amazon is sat packing the boxes? No, he has a whole team. He has a lot of help. I know that's a terrible example, but that is all I could think of. Go and ask for help. And if you need help, by the way, we have a whole Facebook group called Making Goals Happen. It's full of all of us that are working together to help each other achieve our goals. So come find us. It is linked above me and in the description box. And finally, I want to talk about how motivation doesn't last, because motivation is just a starting pistol. And if you try and rely on it, you will get drained and you will give up. Picture it as a train. To get a train started from stationary to moving takes a huge amount of energy, a huge amount of motivation. And once it's going, it relies on momentum, which are things like habits. You have to install habits as quickly as possible to keep your train going, because you keep using motivation, your train will go like, bam, bam. It just wouldn't work. It would jut and jar everywhere. So you have to rely on habits and don't rely on motivation. It's good to get you started, but you have to focus on building habits instead of constantly finding other types of motivation. And that's it for all my tips. Leave a comment on which one you definitely needed to hear. I know for me, it's the rest one. I'm awful at it, but I'm trying to be better. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget we have a free PDF for you and a Facebook group if you need some help achieving your goals. Have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!